Hey y'all, it's Burgess Taylor, Our Journey with Burgess, and I have the Wonderland222 planner in B6 size. I just got it in. I pre-ordered it quite a few weeks ago when it first came out, and I wanted to show it to y'all. So let's open it up. It's not my knife. Where's my knife? Okay. I will say it on the envelope it says do not bend, and then she has it packed really well. I mean, you can see all the packing. Now this is the planner for 2021. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it starts in, I think, maybe November. I'm not positive. And of course all of my pointy scissors in here. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm going to zoom in a bit closer. Okay. It's the Wonderland222 planner. It's the B6 size. It is for 2021. This does have the 52 GSM. It's called the WonderPlanner. It has the index. So we have 4 pages of index. We have the 2020 calendar, the 2021, a 4-year spread, 22, 23. Then we have the 2021 yearly spread. Let me zoom in just a little bit closer. Okay. And we have the first quarter. So we have January, February, March. Well, we have notes, and we have like a little mini calendar. And this would be great for goal setting. And then we have the second quarter, the third quarter, the fourth quarter. We have this, which is November for 2020, a routine tracker, which really will work well for me. This is December and November, like a project timeline or a tracker. Then we have January, February, March, April, and you can see the days of the week. May and June, July and August, September and October, November and December. Notes, a November overview, a November calendar, and with room for notes over here. We actually have the last week of October because November starts on Sunday. And this is a Monday start. So we have October the 26th. So it does start November. So this is the weekly. And the only thing for some people that might be a drawback is splitting up Saturday and Sunday. For me, this is plenty of room because we tend to do family stuff, house stuff during this period of time, and I still do dailies. So having the calendar and having this is not an issue for me at all. So far I'm seeing at least American holidays. We have a December overview and a November review. Then we have December's calendar. Choose the moon phases in here. We go through December. And then we get to December's review and January's overview. And that goes on. All right, let's go to, okay, December review, January overview. So then we get to the calendar. And then we have the weeklies. And it goes through like that with each month until you get to the December review. And then you have daily pages. And this says day right here. This says like 11 November. It's the 11th month. The 12th month, December. And then you have dailies. and that's it. Now, this would be great for collections or dailies. I don't know. I'd have to look and see how many. Let's see, 213, 288. So we have 75 daily pages, which is not necessarily enough for you to do dailies every day in here. It would be much thicker if that were the case. But she has the notebook. The notebooks, I have one, but it looks just like this, but it has 360 something pages in it, and they all look like this, only in the front of the daily it has the key like this. This has a key, and then index. So we have 3 pages of index and we have a key. And the notebook doesn't have any of this, it's just blank pages that all look like this. So I'm going to be using this in conjunction with the notebook. I am using the notebook right now as my bullet journal. This does not start until November. This is going to work really well. It's like having a Hobonichi, only I don't have all of the daily pages. I won't have all of the daily pages. But I have the notebook for that. But this will work really well because I don't need a separate insert for collections or lists or things like that. I can do that in the back of here. Now, the thing about these is that this actually gives you plenty of room for your to-dos. If I weren't such a writer with the bullet journal method, this would probably work just fine and I wouldn't need the actual notebook to go with it. Let me get the actual notebook. Okay, this is my B6 Red Velvet by Apple Pig, and I have the one that I've been using right here, and you can tell that it's kind of gotten a bit chunky. Let me take this out. Because I've been doing some actual journaling and different things in it. And then this is the newest. I had this when it was blank, but I decided to start doing some of the recording what we've been doing in the house. Sorry for the glare. I have to have the ring light on. It's kind of cloudy outside. This came with this thing that we tried and didn't work. It is supposed to help you do wood grain, but it did not work for us. We actually painted all of that by hand. And I have this, and I whited out, put a little piece of paper over this from the actual Hobonichi. I think it's my A6 Day Free this came with. And I put, are the floors dry yet? I've been setting up September, I was setting up September's bullet journal and getting like some things done. I've been doing I set up my personal journal, redid some things, changed some things around. Sunday was David and I's day to do stuff together. Now, we didn't go in the pool, but I'm going to put, I think, a picture over this. But we spent the day together. We went grocery shopping. We put up the groceries. We cleaned. We went looking at sheds, watching shed studio videos. We spent Saturday looking at that, from shed to studio conversions. I put this in there for the shed. It's a starter home, but I'm going to use my label maker and put studio, print that out and put studio. And then this is the blank notebook. The pages are numbered. There are 365 pages. I did a pen test a good while back and showed y'all. And I didn't have anything actually bleed through. There isn't any resist when you put the watercolor down. I used all different kinds of things. I'm really happy with these. It is 52 GSM. It is a pale gray grid. I'm really happy with it. It has time, and it is military time. It goes from 5 o'clock in the morning till midnight. And it has these faint darker lines like in the middle here where you can split up if you wanted to, like a bigger section here and the two right here, depending on how you want to do it. But you can see a little bit darker. You can see at least right here. So it would be easier for you to do. Now back here, I have this so that I know how many squares. I think she says it's 3.9 grid size. So it's a little bit bigger than the Hobonichi grid. But it's not like as big as the B6 Stology grid, which I think might be 5mm. So this is almost 4mm grid. So I still have quite a bit of pages. This is today right here. Once I get this up, I'm going to go look at sheds, or I might end up doing that tomorrow, depending. It's supposed to rain so this afternoon. So I don't know if I want to do that in the rain. So that's where I'm at. I thought y'all might want to take a look because I did pre-order it. She said it was going out in September, and I got it today, and it's August 31st. So I have another blank notebook on the way, and I'm pretty excited about what I have. I feel really good about this. Now I ended up with a second one of these to use in a different B6 because I'm going to be taking my mom to the doctor, and I'm going to be doing, I think I might have one that's for all the work stuff and things like that, and then have one that's more personal, like for my doctor's appointments, for my mom's doctor's appointments, for our finances and things like that, because I won't need I could just use the one for that and put the stuff in the back for things that are like medical things that I need to keep up with, or any information that's relevant and important, because I will do all of my creative stuff when it comes to the work one. So that's one of my thoughts with this, is doing that and like putting like a clear cover over it, and then I might put it in my Malden that I de-ringed, because I can throw that in my purse. And have a purple, it's a fossil satchel. It's exactly like the Sydney satchel, except that it doesn't have the shoulder strap. It just has the two handles. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, like violet kind of color, lavender. I've shown it, but I think I might put this in the Malden and the extra one when it comes in, because I ended up pre-ordering the set because I didn't remember that I'd ordered this. I thought I had, but it ended up in a different email address because I didn't order it from Etsy. I ordered it from her shop, so I forgot. But that's okay, because now that my mom is coming here to stay, I'm going to need to keep up with things next year because I will be taking her she's going to keep her same doctor, so I will have to drive like an hour and 20 minutes to take her to the doctor. And I'm going to need to keep up with that. The trackers might be stuff like that's, I don't know, more personal in nature. I don't know if I might actually use the trackers. I may use it for expense stuff. I don't know. I won't need trackers in two because I don't do well with trackers to begin with, but I might use the tracker that I use for like personal, and then use the other tracker for like work stuff. We'll see. I'm not good at trackers. But I really, this to me is as close to getting to a B6 Hobonichi as I have actually seen or come across. I love it. I know some people, like I said, may not be happy with this split up, but this is plenty of room for me, and it has the weekend in gray, and I really need a separation of work and home sometimes. I'm looking for sheds. We're going to convert a shed to a studio for me, so we have room in our house, because my mom and my son are coming. So I'm pretty excited about it. I will be leaving in the mornings, getting coffee, I'm going to have to get a big thermos. I found a Stanley thermos on Amazon, and I will order it, hopefully when I have enough Amazon affiliate money to buy it. But I'm excited about all of this. The only thing is these squares are a little bit too small, and the other stencil I have, the squares are a little bit too big. So I need to find a stencil that will work for these squares. For like 4mm square, I need to find a stencil that will work for that. I'm ready. I might actually start this. I might actually start it in November. And I'm doing like the squirrels and the leaves, and squirrels and acorns and leaves and stuff like that for November. So that would be cool. I don't know. We'll see how things go. So the calendar for November. So I have a notes page and a November overview. And then when we get to November's calendar, and then when we get to December, we have a November review and a December overview. And then the calendar for the December. But there's over here, there's a spot for notes over here. You have spots under here for notes. So like I could do meal planning down here. I think I'm at a place where, especially once I get the studio and my mom's going to be here, I'm going to need a separate work planner. I'm super excited. This feels so much like it's going to feel so much like having a B6 Hobonichi. I suppose for some people, drawback would be that there aren't enough daily pages. You only have the 213 and it ends at 288. So 75 pages. Like I said, she has the notebooks, and the notebooks would be perfect for daily pages. And then this would be perfect for lists, collections, reference information, and stuff like that. Stuff that you want to keep. I'm going to have them together once I start using. This is September, so I'm going to have September. I'm at page. Today is on page 117. I have 244 pages left. And I didn't use, like, I went back and forth with August, but let's just say, because today's the 31st of August. So I've used about 62 pages for August. Usually I do more than that, but I don't have everything for August in here, like the calendar and all. I didn't do everything in here. So I would have used about 100, at least 100 pages for August if I had done that. And I used about 60 pages, about almost 60 pages in July, but I didn't use it for the whole month of July. I only used it for half of the month, or a fourth of the month actually. So I do use a lot of pages. That it's going to work out really well. I might have a few pages left in here at the beginning of November, but that's okay. This should be finished right around November. And the reason I say that is I'm also doing a bit of creative. I'm doing creative journaling stuff in here. Like, I will be figuring out my October setup in here. I will be figuring out my November setup before November starts. I think I'm actually putting it in bits, and I might go ahead and do my coffee chats and stuff when I plan the coffee chats out in here, because I am reducing things. This is going to go with this. And the only reason I've started this is because this is the beginning of planning out the shed. And this was yesterday when we were looking at the shed. So I'm going to be journaling about that. And I'm going to put the picture of the cabin that I'm actually looking at. And I'm also going to be taking notes because we've got to create a cement slab. So I'm watching YouTube videos and reading up about that. And I'm going to be documenting my creative life on my daily pages in my bullet journal. So a little bit of art because I'm creative with my journaling, but my other journal, my other art journal is my personal journal. It's my document my regular life, our life. Like, sometimes I do foodie pictures. This I want to do creative because we did go grocery shopping, but it was our day together, and I did document a bit of that in here. But the big thing that we did was the cabin. And we were walking through this field. Now, there were no balloons, but I'm going to be doing some, I'm going to write out and print, like one of the things that David said, because we were walking through and they needed to cut their grass, and I got bit by a mosquito or two, and David was like, you know, this is prime area for snakes. We had to walk through some pretty thick grass. So I documented that because we were looking at the cabin. One of the things that we realized is that we have a small house and everything's not going to fit. So David was like, you're going to need to maximize your space. My mom's got a recliner, so my chair that I redid, got a new cushion for and everything, and put in the living room. It's going to have to go in my studio. Everything that's in my closet in here is going to have to go in the studio. My sewing machine that's in our small shed, I've got to get it out of there. It was my grandmother's, and I'm going to put it in my studio. So we were talking about it because our house is small, and while we were grocery shopping, I realized I'm not going to have running water in my shed, and I don't think I'm going to get like a mini fridge. But I was telling David, I think I need to just get a really big coffee thermos, like a really big thermos, and I will use that. It's not like I can't walk back to the house to get stuff, because I am going to walk back to the house for lunch, because I want it to be like a real like work day where I go in the morning and I get my work done. I take a break and have some lunch, like I can eat lunch with my mom, and then I can go back out there. So that's what I'm planning. Like, we were kind of figuring things out. So that's why I put the life card. And like I said, I'm going to cover that up and put studio there. So this will go with this. And I don't think I'm going to be adding a lot of washi to... I will add washi, but I will do collections and lists and stuff back here, but it's not like the front of it will get chunkier than the back of it, I think. The last 75 pages. So here's November's calendar. I mean, I can put the washi here, or put a squirrel sticker here. Let's put this on my pants first, so that it's not as sticky, so that I can remove it if I need to. I do. I like the mushroom thing and the pumpkin thing. So, like some months, the washi will be up here. Let's see what I can have a tiny bit of washi down here, as well as up there. And you can see like the months. There are tabs. Not tabs, but it's colored. So yeah, I could have washi right there. So sometimes it'll be more washi up here, sometimes it'll be down here, so it won't be always in the same place and bulk it up in an odd angle. But yeah. So between now and November, I will figure out what collections I really want, like really truly want, and go from there. Like this, when you draw it yourself, the 30th would have a full box when I draw it, because I changed the size of my boxes, but that's okay. I mean, I don't know that there is a perfect planner unless you do it yourself. So, but I'm happy with it. I think it's time to get my Malden that I dyed back out. I can use it for the one for my mom and me, like my doctor's appointments and stuff like that, and then everything else will go in here with the notebook right there. So this is September and October, and I'll be finishing up, and I'll be going on to this, which starts in November, along with the journal I've already started for documenting my creative days, and I will be doing the dailies in there. I'm happy. I have very, very close to the equivalent of a B6 Hobonichi. I'm so excited. I love these. I love the Wonderland222, the notebook and the planner. I hope that you've enjoyed this, and I talked to Inkpressions. My notebook stayed in, like, I don't know, Detroit or wherever for like 2 weeks. It was supposed to come today, but it hasn't, and it's coming from regular mail, and my regular mail already came because I got this. Hopefully it'll be here tomorrow or Wednesday, because I'll be reviewing that. That one is probably, if I'm not mistaken, based on what I've heard about that one, that one's probably going to be my art journal. I have other ones, but for that one is probably going to be my art journal for 2021. So I will see y'all again really soon. Thank you for watching, and I hope you've had a good one. Bye, y'all.